Hello everybody and welcome to Vinland Saga anime review episodes 1, 2 and 3 in one episode because they decided to drop all three on the same week. I'm not salty or anything. This definitely, I wasn't expecting this. I probably should have looked it up, but it was a good show, so I can't really complain. I can because it means I had to sit and watch for an hour. My life's really hard. I'm complaining about watching anime. What's wrong with me? Anyway, yeah, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We do reviews on that. This show was pretty good, but it was very it was taking its time doing things, wasn't it? No, it's not a complaint because sometimes it's better to take your time and it flushes out the individual characters more, makes us care when they inevitably are going to die, aren't they? But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this. But I kind of see why they put all three out at once. If I had waited, this would have been 3 weeks normally, and nothing's really happened. And next week stuff's gonna start. I assume there's gonna be a big old fight that Dad might die or something. Yeah. So hopefully it's on Amazon Prime. If you were wondering where it is, if you came here and were like, I can't find this show anywhere, it's on Amazon Prime Video. But yeah, this show. I'm enjoyed it. This is going to be a long review because, as I said, 3 episodes. What we do is we're going to go through all the episodes, go through them, and then I'll give my overall thoughts on what's happened so far at the end and probably say some other good stuff. But yeah, should we crack on with the beginning? This is going to be long. I'm in for the long haul. Let's do this. So we begin the episode with a guy waking up. I'm just going to go through these without calling them their character names until my notes alert me that I've learnt their character name. So we have a guy waking up. It's Tor's. I'm gonna immediately disregard what I said because I'm gonna forget things. But yeah, then so he's woken up and then we just cut like that to a naval. Is it a naval? It's a naval battle. Let's go with that. And then we got a big old fight scene with him just wrecking folks. Ends up in the ocean, drops his sword, swims away, and escapes the naval battle. Obviously this made more sense later, but at the time I was like, aren't Vikings, didn't they not run? Wasn't that one of their thing? I mean, I failed history. Did I fail? Yeah, I did. Failed history at school, so I could be wrong. We didn't even learn about that would have been interesting. That would have been a good thing to do history. Instead we learned about medicine, which I think it's important, but it's not very exciting. It might be interesting to some people. I didn't think it was. Would have much preferred learning about Vikings and bloody battles and that. That would have been pretty awesome, I think. But what do I know? I'm not a teacher. But anyway, Thor's, I call him Thor's because that's what they say. He runs away basically. His footprints are in the snow though, so it's obvious he escapes. Was it snow? Was it sand? I don't remember. His footprints are there's the point. That's probably how they discovered he was still alive. I could be wrong though. I know I've not read the manga or nothing, so this is going to be a fun time. So I guess now we cut to present day. We have a kid getting water. He's the kid of the Thor's, we find out later on. And then he does some more chores, including milking a cow, which I thought was pretty interesting, because you actually see him milking the cow up close, which is fine. I know it's just a cow, there's nothing weird about it, but it doesn't happen often, does it? You see them up close. Usually they're in the background milking a cow. But this was high quality cow milking animation. I applaud the man who did that, because I'm assuming it's one person. It wasn't one person. I'm just going to say I assume it's one person. Put that guy in the credits, Milk Animator. Yeah, then later on, these kids are being told the story of Vinland. I have to refer to my notes, hope you don't mind. Story of Vinland by a guy called Leif, or Leif? Leif, that's how I'm going to say it. He discovered it because he's a sailor and not a fighter. But yeah, then everybody packs up, goes home after the story. No one really believes him, or they kind of believe him, but not really. The kids are in the bedroom, I guess. The adults then talking about how it's really cold, essentially. They're like, oh, it's so cold, how are we going to survive the winter? In a few winters we're going to die and all that. Then Thorfinn, is in his bed, and he wakes up, and his sister's just launched into his bed and is hugging him. Why sister? Please don't die, sister. But yeah, then next morning, the sister and Thor and I didn't write the sister's name down. She's not a nun sister, she's Thorfinn's sister. I didn't write her name down, so hopefully she's not that important. She's important. I can already tell she's probably gonna be pretty important. I'll learn for next week. Hopefully, if she shows up, she probably won't show up. I'm crossing my fingers. I don't have to remember too many names. It's a lot of anime. But yeah, the next morning, Tor and the sister or daughter of this, they find a dead slave in the snow. Is what I'm trying to say. Very badly. There's a dead slave in the snow. They dig him out. She like lands on him, so he's probably got like a few broken ribs or something. So slavery. Also, she was like asking to get a slave like 5 minutes earlier. Like, don't do that. Slavery is bad. Have you seen the way the internet reacts to like whenever there's a slave present or anything? Did you see the Shield hero? I mean, that was just them trying to find something to complain about. Yeah, but anyway, they found a slave. What the hell's going to happen now? You know, they're good people. This house of folks. Before that, though, we go to Thorfinn, who is essentially bothering the sailors and the men working on fixing the boats. They're painting and that. And he's just there. He's sitting on top of it while they're trying to work on it. Like, kid, could you move? Yeah, but then Leif is like, you know the ocean? That ocean's dangerous. He tells him about that, and then we cut to Thor, who's trying to do like chest compressions or whatever and revive the slave from being dead. Back to Leif we go. He's like, we live in the snow because we used to live somewhere else, Norway, and then we got chased out, and now we're in Iceland. And Thorfinn's like, how we didn't run away? How could you say that? No, we're Vikings. We're proud and honourable, and fight. We do lots of fight. Then he runs home to basically ask, like, Dad, the old man said this. But yeah, he gets home and he sees that they're trying to revive the slave, and he's like, what's happening? And then we find out the slave is from, I've got to write that, remember the guy's name, Half Dan, Half Man, Half Dan's house. Or Half Dan, he's a slave belonging to Half Dan basically, and he's like, please don't send me back there. The slave is, he's not that fluent, he's like uttering a few words at a time. But that's basically what he's saying. He's like, don't send me back there, man. I don't have kids, but you know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to go there. I won't have kids if I go back there. There's, whoosh. What the hell did I just do? So guess who's just docked at the village? It's only bloody what's his name? Thorfinn? Nope. Half Dan. Thorfinn? Where'd that come from? Half Dan's showing up and he's like, I'm looking for my slave. I can't do voices, man. What am I doing? Ah! Yeah. But then a fight about to begins. Half Dan and man and village man, they're just scrapping kinda. They're like, you cut off my son's arm. And he's like, you cut off my brother's leg. Like, come on guys. Arm for an arm and all that. Arm for a leg for an arm. I think it's fair, you know, what they've done. But yeah, then Half Dan is not pleased his guy broke the law. He like chains him and like rips half his face off. It looked pretty gruesome actually, like I was not okay with that. Where am I? Yeah, rips his face off, then he's like, have you seen my slave? He's about this tall. He's got a chain around his neck, he's got nice jewellery. Yeah, but then we go back to the family. Tor and that, or Tor's. The slave's like, my family, that, and he's dying, he's like, I need to see my family and that. And then Tor's basically tells him about Vinland, and he's like, yeah, it's a place where it's warm, it's nice and everything. He's like, oh, that's where I am. As he's not doing too hot, the slave. Then Half Dan busts in, and Tor's is like, I'll buy the slave for 4 sheep. And then and then they agree though, for 8 sheep. So he gives away 8 sheep, and then like 5 minutes later the slave dies. I get that it's noble and everything, and it's probably like a good thing to do, like from morality standpoint, but that's not a good move. Like 8 sheep, like back then, 8 sheep is like $1 million. You did it for a dying man. Like that's not. I don't want to sound harsh, but I feel like he did excessive. He bought excessively much, or he spent excessive. He spent way more than he got. He got a dead guy essentially. He bought a corpse. That's what happened. But I get it is because he's like a good guy and that, and he is a good guy. And then at the end, Thorfinn asks, "Did we really run away in the past?" And he's like, "Yes, Thorfinn. Yes, we did." And that was the end of episode 1. Like I said, I'm not going to go into it all now. I'll probably give my thoughts on everything at the end instead of just doing episode by episode, because they all kind of blended to me into one. But yeah, let's get on with episode 2. So, episode 2, we start with a bunch of naked Vikings, and there's some naked women as well. Vikings have their Viking women, aren't they? Naked people everywhere, they're having bathes. Having bathes? Having bathes! And then the English attacked. England! No. Sneak attack. That's not honourable. They sneak attacked and massacred the Vikings, basically. Then we cut to present day, and we have the kids of the Vikings are playing war, I guess, and they like hit each other with wooden swords, which took me way back to my childhood. Remember smacking your friends with swords and it was okay because you were just playing? I remember that. Yeah, Thorfinn got killed straight away because he's right crap. Then Leif is leaving soon to trade goods and get some wine, I think he said, which is important. Tells Thorfinn to go and get his father because there's a warship approaching. And then they arrive and they're like, we want to see Thors. He's like, we need him or whatever. Then when he comes out, they bow to him. They're called the Joms Vikings. It's Joms Vikings, and their leader is called Floki, and they've come to find Thors and talk to him. I'm sure that no trouble is going to arise, and it's definitely not going to lead into the main plot of the show. Why would you think that? So basically, Thors and Floki have a talk in... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Thors is like Thor, and Floki is like Loki. And I'm not even kidding. This isn't a meme. I've just noticed that. So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest. I feel really stupid right now, but let's just continue. So he tells him Denmark's gonna attack England. We're gonna team up with Denmark. Floki was sent to gather all the Jon Vikings, including the ones that have like died. Yeah, and then the leader of the what they call the Jon Vikings really wants Thors, and he's like subtly can't speak English, it turns out. Maybe I should blimmin'. Ugh. Subtly threatening the village. He's like, you know what? This is a nice village you have here. It would be a shame if anything were to happen to it. Basically, that level of subtlety, where he's like, not directly threatening, but he is. And then the Vikings go back to the boat because Thors is like, yeah, fine, I'll do it. Basically, he's given one warship, and they shout that any villagers are free to join him if they wish. And then Thors tells Leif and his wife about his past and everything. He's like, I didn't want to do no more fighting and killing, so I just left, and I hoped that my death was faked, but it didn't work. So you know, now I've got to deal with this. It's like, Thors, I respect you, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Next morning, the village is getting the boats ready. Leif is with the fleet, or Leif is going as well. He's like, not directly going, but he's like going part of the way away. No, he is with the fleet. He's with the fleet properly. Never mind, I'm an idiot. And then we go to the kids again playing their war game, and Thorfinn is just cheating. He's just hitting people. He's not even playing. He's just beating people up with sticks. The other kids tell Thors about Thorfinn cheating, and Thorfinn's like, I don't want to play with toys. I want proper weapons. I want to stab things. And stab things. Well, no, he doesn't. But then he goes into his house, finds a chest full of armor and knives. He has a knife, and then Thors shows up and is like, let's not play with the knives, kid, because those are for killing. Basically tells him, he's like, who do you kill? Enemies? And he's like, no, you have no enemies. And then Thorfinn runs off again, annoyed. And then we cut to the Joms Vikings. They're plotting with a mercenary group to kill Thors. More on that in the next episode, but that's where this episode ended. Yeah, it seems I'm going through these quite quick. It's because there's 3 of them, and I don't want to be here for 72 minutes. Exactly. 73 is fine, 71's fine, 72 we got a problem. So let's just keep on with this into episode 3. I'm losing my voice a little bit. It's not too bad though. I could talk for days. Hours. Maybe not days. We'll go with hours. Episode 3. First off, we're back with the dudes, the Joms Vikings. Thor's execution. This is what he's telling like mercenary group. He's like, that was ordered 15 years ago. And then a spear out of nowhere into the wall as they're negotiating, which led to the mercenaries getting, I think there was like £5 more of gold out of the job than they were originally going to get. The spear hitting the wall, removed the curtain. There's a hidden Joms Viking there, dead now because he got hit by the spear. He was like I guess not an assassin, but like to try and get favourable conditions, he was there. But the mercenaries saw it, took him out. So mercenaries 1, Joms Vikings 0. Main cast like -3 at the moment is where we're at. the morning of the village, and everyone's going to go now. Sister, whose name I still don't remembered. It's the same day. It's the same hour. It's not the same minute, but it's close enough. She's getting proposed to by all the young men in the village. I guess she's the. I was gonna say I guess she's the only like young woman, but then one comes around later. So is it because she's like the chief's daughter? That would make sense actually. But yeah, then there's only 5 young men going on the trip with Tors, and then there's like a young woman who's like worried about one of them, and because you know, that's he's like be careful, and the young men just kind of ignore her because they're kind of dicks. But yeah, then Leif tells her they're not actually going to go to war. We're going to drop them off halfway, like trick them, and then Tors is going to go on his own, which is not ideal. But yeah, then Thorfinn is nowhere to be seen. No one knows where he is, and I think everybody watching predicted where he was going to be. Let's be honest. Yeah, so then the boys are all tired out after the boats. The boats set out, but the boys are really weak and they're not as strong as Tors, so they're all tired out. And then while they're like drifting works. It makes it sound like they don't know where they're going, but drifting. Then Thorfinn comes out of a barrel. He's like, I snuck aboard, ha ha ha, I'm a little kid. I'm gonna get killed probably. I'm gonna get you killed is what's gonna happen, I think. But yeah, then he does a wee. He just pisses into the wind, which you shouldn't do, because it'll come back at you, silly. Yeah, and then he's like, the ocean, and I'm like, you sound very familiar, talking about the Umi, and I forgot to check your voice actor. I was gonna do it, but I'm gonna look it up after this, and if I'm right, I'm gonna give myself a cookie. But yeah, then after that, go to the mercenaries briefly. They said, I'm pretty sure there was no execution order. This is a Floki's personal grudge against Tors. It's not like official, it's an assassination. I was like, oh, you're going to do it anyway though, because you've been paid already. And then Thorfinn, I just put this in my notes, it's not even important to the plot. He just gets spanked for being a naughty boy in front of everyone in the middle of the ocean. Can't say that's an experience too many people have had, being spanked on the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. Now people are going to comment and be like, actually, that was my whole childhood. But nah, I doubt that. Doubt that very much. Let's keep going. Quick little, I guess it's an interlude. Now, nighttime. Tors is asking the boy whose name I didn't write down, because I didn't write anyone's name down. He likes his daughter, and he's like, my daughter likes strong man. You is not strong man. You need to be stronger. Well, I don't know why he's a caveman. Let's just roll with it. And then he tells the story of when she was born. He was in the Jomsvikings at the time, and her birth is like, what? Not inspired? I guess inspired him, yeah. It inspired him to stop fighting. It made him scared of battles and dying and stuff and killing. So now we know who to blame. It's the daughter, so hopefully she doesn't... Oh, I don't want her to die. She's like best character at the She's best waifu of the, what, 2? Have we seen 2? I guess it's the wife as well. 3. Is there more than 3? I'm trying to count. I'm going to say 3. But yeah, this is... just yeah, like I said, a little interlude on the boat. The calm before the storm, if you will. And yeah, the storm is about to storm. Let's go with that. So they get to a village on an island, and Leif says basically something is amiss. There's less buildings over there. What's going on? So they start retreating or like backing up, and then some logs fall and block their path. Oh no, it was a trap. Admiral Akbar sound effect here. Then another boat pulls in. The young men are kind of scared. They're like, oh, I gotta fight. Tors is like, stop it. You don't know what it means to kill. Then he arms himself, gives Thorfinn a little knife as well. He's like, use that if you have to, and only if you have to. Tor jumps onto the other ship to fight, and my notes are wrong. It says Joes. It's meant to say KOs. He knocks out a lot of the enemy without even drawing his sword. He's just like punching them, and that's where episode 3 ended. So we're finally at the part where I think stuff's going to start kicking off. Because this show, I think, is about the kid, Thorfinn, and not Tors. So Tors kind of has to die for that to happen. I've not read the manga or nothing, I'm just making assumptions here. But yeah, like I enjoyed these 3 episodes. I can see why they all came out at once, because not a lot really happened in the grand scheme of things. It was still enjoyable in that. But why wouldn't you just make it an hour special? I guess because then they've got to make more episodes at the end. Because this, yeah, okay. Okay, it means it's going to end at a weird time. It's going to end like 3 weeks before everything else, or 2 weeks before everything else. So that's going to be weird. But yeah, I've enjoyed this. But no buts. I've just enjoyed this. I was trying to think of like a negative thing to spin on it. I don't do that on this show. This is a positive place where we'd be very positive. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about everything. I've mentioned a lot of things here, and I've forgotten half of it already, but that's not true. But yeah, let me know what you think. I've said that already. And yeah, where do you think the story's going to go if you've not read the manga? Should have mentioned this as well, the ocean. The ocean looks really nice. The water and everything, the way it's done. Good water, you know, it's like Fire Force got fire really good. This got water really good. So, this is the season of elements. Now we need good wind and good earth. Earth would probably be Dr. Stone. We need good wind. We need a show with good wind this season. And then we've got the 4 of the... what are they called? Something elements. Original... I don't know, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe. I'll be back next week with the next episode. Or 17 they'll probably release. So yeah, stick around for that. Other reviews I'm doing as well, a lot in the summer, so stick around and watch all that. It's good stuff. It helps me. The more you subscribe, the more I can do, is how it kind of works, because I get monetized, and if I'm earning money, I can do more. Does that make sense? Let's go with that. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode and everything. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next week. I'm finally done. Bye guys.